All right. So, welcome, guys, to another episode. Today, I'm here with John from America, living in Japan, a husband and a father. John, good to have you here. Nice to talk to you today. So, I'm really excited about this talk because you've been really dedicated to work in this program the last 9 weeks, and you've been really showing up with 100% of your energy. I would like to say, like a samurai, you've been really assertive, you've been really, disciplined in your actions, and I think that we can see that with the results and the outcomes that you've gotten here. And that's why I'm here speaking with you today, because there's some really cool stuff that you've been doing, like cleansing, purifying, increasing energy, right? A newfound masculinity. I think at one point you said, like, you feel like you're 20 again in your youthfulness, and also being more productive in your business, right? And the intimacy with your wife is just on another level now, the spiritual connection there. So
The Tantric Man Experience. Unleash your masculine power, passion, and purpose.
so what if we like go back to the beginning, like just before you joined, right? What were some of the struggles or the pain points that you were looking to resolve or heal?
Yeah, it wasn't that my relationships were necessarily bad, but they were just kind of stale and stagnant, and it was coming like I tend to be a passionate person, even though I'm more on the analytical side, and I'm really passionate about the things that I do, and I felt like I was losing passion in my relationships, especially with my wife. I was really becoming more passive with my kids, so it kind of built up to a sense of desperation, like um, I tend to understand myself a little, you know, a little bit uh, on a deeper side. And when I feel something's wrong, like I try to nip it at the bud. And that's where I felt like I was starting to get desperate because everything that I was trying to do um, wasn't really getting the results that I was looking for.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, so that's why I ended up finding the Tantric Man experience online, and something spoke to me, and I was hesitant at first, but I think the money was well worth it for me, at least.
Right. Yeah. And what do you see now in your relationship to your wife, like after doing the program? What benefits, what changes, what transformations have you seen there?
We're definitely more on a spiritual level of connection. This experience has really flipped my perspective of what love and sex was on its head. It took me a little getting used to, but it's totally different from what I'm used to. And that being said, that's where my relationship with my wife has really transformed into something completely um, unexpected. Um, I was coming into this kind of thinking like, oh, I'm going to get more sex and stuff, which did happen, but it changed my perspective on what that actually means.
Hmm. And you feel like your wife has also been impacted by this?
Oh yeah, certainly, certainly.
In what way?
It's not only her feminine energy that can sense the changes in myself, but um, I think she sees that I see myself changing, and because of that, not only the masculinity side of things, meaning like I'm taking hold of my own energies and learning to cultivate it, and as a result, my external is changing, and as a result of that, she's certainly sensing that. And as a result of that, the whole environment is really a completely different environment.
Yeah. And that's exactly how it is. It's like only one of in the couple needs to make a change for the other to follow suit, right? So when you making those changes inside of yourself, you know, she will sense that, as you say, because she's the receptive, she's the feminine, and she can sense those things. It works by biology, right? She doesn't have to believe in it or anything. She just see that in you, she feel that in you. You are showing up differently, and she will respond to that, you know, just like a vibration respond to a vibration, right? And or like
Exactly.
if you go into a room and someone is really really happy and you just become happy and laughing because they are, or you go into another room or whatever, and someone is sad, and then you get affected by that negative environment. Same thing here, right? So you are doing all these changes within yourself, cultivating your masculinity, and as a result you feel more spiritual connected, as you said, right? And she gets the benefits as well, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And I remember you said, you talked about, you know, the connection also in the bedroom, the intimacy there is rekindled or it's increased, right? If you feel comfortable with that, like, would you like to share something in that regards?
Sure. I guess up to now I thought like sex was more of like a sport in a way. I guess I didn't realize that until going through this. I thought I was making love, but at the same time, what happened was it 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 was only touching the surface, really. So now it's more. It's not necessarily intercourse. It is, but it doesn't have to be to actually to reach that level of for lack of a better word, orgasm. Really, like I can reach that with or without another person. That's where the self pleasure really came in. But I think specifically speaking about my relationship with my wife in the bedroom, it's I don't even know how, if I could put it in words. It feels like peaceful, but I hate to say that because people associate peace with like lack of passion, but it's
Mhm.
not. It's not necessarily that. It's
Blissful, maybe.
yeah. I think that's more appropriate. Blissful, more dynamic. What would the word be? Synergy
Synergy. Okay.
rather than just for myself or for her or you know
Hmm.
it's a synergistic type of play, if you could say.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. I love that description. And you know, also this like sensation inside of your body, because I remember you saying like you had this full body orgasm, right? That you've been, you know, striving towards for so long, and you finally achieved that. And that had a major impact not only on you but also on your wife, because then the intimacy is greater, but then also the connection everywhere else in the relationship is greater as well, right?
Yeah, and the ironic part to that is that non-ejaculation was one of the key things to get me there. Like
Mhm.
in my mind, pre TME, I was thinking multiple orgasm equals like being able to like ejaculate multiple times, but that's like actually the opposite. And of course, it's not just that. I mean, breathing, the exercises, all these things actually
Mhm.
build up to that. But that was one of the key things that I identified that assisted me to get me there.
Yeah. And how would you describe that feeling? Because not every man has experienced something like that. In your words, how was that?
I mean, I guess blissful is a cheap word, but it feels like if I could explain it, it feels like there's like a beam from my crown just like growing. And I don't know if you ever seen Godzilla where he like beams out like that.
Oh
That's how
yeah,
it feels
yeah.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, like an
and
expansion.
right, and it happens over and over and over again, and it's pretty much unlimited to the extent of the time I want to spend doing that. So
Wow. So how do you actually end it then?
um a kid, one of my kids needs attention, or I gotta go to work or something, you know.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
that's cool. Like you rather have that than, not having control of that, and then you feel miserable because you can't control when you want to end it. Now you can just set your own time for it, right?
Right,
That's
right.
super liberating for any man. It doesn't matter like, oh, I can last for 3 hours. It's more about when I have the choice to choose 3 hours or 30 minutes or 3 minutes. I can choose, right? That's the empowerment in it.
Yeah, yeah, and that, now I don't even want to really ejaculate. It's it's so powerful, and it's weird because I feel like, why did I go through 38 years of my life doing that? Like, I mean, I wish I knew better in my 20s.
At least now, right? So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
big chunk of your
exactly.
life still left. So if you continue doing this, you already generated so much energy, right? And like I said in the beginning, you have so much more energy. And even from the beginning, you caught on really early on this, right? And you've been using it also in your business, right? Finding new avenues of why you're doing things, the purpose of things, and new business ideas, right? Could you share some of that?
Sure. I mean, right up that alley of non-ejaculation, that's contributed enormously to my energy buildup, and as a result, I'm using that energy. I think Napoleon Hill mentioned that in, like, Think and Grow Rich, the sexual energy, I, you know, being used for creative outlets, and in this case for me, just the time being with this coronavirus situation, it's really like all these things came together where I really needed to get my shit together, and it just so happened that I have this built up energy now. um, the key, though, I've learned is learning how to sublimate it, really. Otherwise, like, I kind of, when I was first kind of building up this energy, my outlet was kind of frustration and anger, because I wasn't learning how to sublimate it right. But now, as a result, like, I'm learning how to use that energy, especially in business right now, because that's needing my attention for the most
Mm,
part right now. So yeah, we as a result of the coronavirus, to be honest with you, we're very successful. We're doing really well, and this has certainly helped us, help me especially, focus on what needs to be done and actually get doing it. You know.
yeah. Because you got that masculine clarity now, right now, the directness of the masculine energy backing you up to make clear decisions, what you need to keep, what you need to cut, how to innovate and be resourceful in these uncertain times, right? And you really had so much of this masculine, like what you said, like newfound masculinity, something in those terms, right? That could help you to navigate these times in your business as well, right? And I think
Yeah,
you took it online, and that's why you were successful, if I'm correct, right?
for sure. And honestly, if I didn't have this built up, newfound level of masculinity, I don't think I would have been able to accomplish what I have so far, because I wouldn't have had that drive to get it done, really. So
Yeah.
I think,
You s-
yeah,
yeah. And that's when we can see how important it is to be in balance between our feminine and masculine inside all of us. We all have that. It's nothing that's right or wrong, but just to have access to it and utilize it when you need it, right? That's the most important part. So
exactly. Yeah.
you really got that, and a lot of it, and you achieved a lot of things because of that, like amazing stuff been going on here. So it's really cool to see, John. It's been amazing to have you here. And do you have any parting words or anything you would like guys to know out there who are thinking about the same things that you were a few weeks ago, a few months ago?
Yeah, just know that this experience is really an experience, and it's a journey of yourself to um, the TME provides the tools and the process and the guidance and the support, which is really all the catalysts needed to get you to exactly where you're desiring to be. For me personally, it was to be the ultimate man, and I don't think I will ever be the ultimate man. It's just a journey to get there, and now I have the roadmap to continue my journey to get there. So, if you have any hesitations, I understand. I was there. Um, if it's a financial thing, I understand. I was there too. But I think if it's meant for you, if you really want to make that decision, then I for me I made the decision, and things were provided for me to get there. So
Hmm. Hmm. Beautiful. Thank you for that, John. It's been a truly pleasure to have you and an honor to have you here and seeing all your success and transformation and, continuing this path together. Also looking forward to see where all of this would lead. So thanks for coming on here today and sharing about your experience, precious, precious experience, so more people can understand what is possible, what can be done out there actually. And if anyone is watching this and want to go to something similar, where John started actually is to watch the masterclass, the free masterclass on my website. If you want to start somewhere, go there, watch the masterclass, and in the end there's a gift to you to speak to me. So if you want something similar, go and watch that. So thank you, John. That's everything for today. Have a good one. See you, brother.
take care, everyone. Thanks, Steffel. See you later.